everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. This is Akunna and Dr. Tao here at JuaMoto Sunfired Cuisine, and of course, we're bringing you another amazing thing on our menu. Today, we are talking about a guest favorite, the Sunfired Wrap. So this one is actually my order, which is a Sunfired Wrap fired up. Now, when you fire it up, you're doing some great things for yourself, for your taste buds, for your body. You are adding mushrooms, nut meat, which is a blend of nuts, seeds, and seasonings. If you watch, I think 2 episodes ago, we spoke about the nut meat, and red peppers as well. So I'll give you the up close look because I know you want to see it. The sauce on here is spicy mayo, and there's also a little bit of barbecue sauce, and as you can see, some extra cayenne sprinkled on top. So, Dr. Tao, tell us about the Sunfired Wrap. Was this the very first item on the menu? Because we know it's the most popular.
Yes, it was actually. This is the idea around all the other recipes. So this is the kind of the central piece here. So this one's actually evolved a lot. This one's evolved. So when I first started making it, it didn't come with everything you see on it now. But now you have the option that we call firing up. So you can add the mushrooms and the red bell peppers and everything like that. But yeah, this is the central piece to the Sunfired.
Okay. So let's talk about the things that are on it when you're not firing it up. So the signature kale blend. A lot of people are worried about kale because they say that it doesn't have a lot of flavor and that it's really tough. But let me tell you something. This is an alchemist here because he switches it all up. I don't want to say it's not like kale because I don't want to give kale a bad rep. You just have to know what you're doing with it. So tell us a little bit more, without giving away your secret, about your signature kale blend and some of the other ingredients in it.
Okay, so yeah, the kale is seasoned just like you would season any type of dish that you want to have as a savory flavor. And we used to use nutritional yeast before, but I always lived by it. If you know better, you should do better. So after finding out a lot of things about it, monosodium glutamate, which you call MSG, or that's basically what you're using when you're using the yeast, and how it crosses the neurotoxins in the brain. But yeah, so it's seasoned with a lot of herbs and spices, and you can also add a little cayenne to it if you want a little spicy. But originally it comes with a lot of flavor, chili powder, things like that you'll have in there. And you have a flavor, everybody. I'll guarantee that everybody you'll feel like, okay, you may not really think you're eating kale, you just know you're eating like a nice, good wrap that's clean and flavorful. So a lot of folks who may not like kale originally, they end up liking it. This actual dish here. So
right.
We made a lot of believers out of kale on this one.
Definitely. And flavor is a really big thing, especially when you're talking about raw vegan food. So the spices and the seasonings and the sauce, I made a joke and I said Dr. Tao's the sauce boss because of how he incorporates it in the dish. Sometimes it can taste like, if you have wraps at other places, it may taste like the wrap is separate from the sauce or the flavor is just like outside of it, but he really infuses it within the whole dish. So a couple of other veggies that are on here are avocados and tomatoes, both fresh tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes. And if you look back on our page, you'll see some benefits of those two. Also red onions on here. What made you decide to go with these specific vegetables?
I thought it was more so like beautiful colors. The colors are flavors as well, you know. So just that fresh flavor you have from the tomatoes. When people have the standard American diet, you'll hear people like to put tomatoes on their burgers and sandwiches. So basically, a wrap is just a cylindrical sandwich per se. So we're basically making a sandwich, all right. But our base is the kale. So you're gonna kind of build it just like you build any type of plant-based burger or any type of thing you would eat standard American. So tomato has the freshness to it, and then you want like a little sting, a little zing. The onion kind of goes with that as well. So what we're doing, we're hitting all those 5 flavors that we talked about before. That sweet, that sour, that spicy, that salty, and that bitter. So tomato will fall in that sour category. So it has that. So you need those to kind of keep it as a equilibrium. So we're still doing chemistry here. It's still chemistry. So you may not like it separately, but when it's infused, like Akunna was saying, it marries very well together.
Very, very well. And also with the textures, the kale has been massaged, has been almost like marinated. So it's actually it's crunchy, but it's not like that hard crunch like a carrot type crunch. And the creaminess of the avocado. I know there are some people that don't like avocado out there. At least try it if you're getting a wrap here, because like I said, this is an alchemist. So he didn't just throw some things in there just to see. This is actually like science. So the creaminess of the avocado, the crunch of the red onion and the red pepper. So I always recommend firing it up. Add that nut meat, add the red peppers, add the mushrooms, and it'll make the perfect dish. Perfect. Wrap types.
Yes. So this particular one's on the nori seaweed. Nori means black. So the seaweed has that dark green, black color. Green and black are synonymous. And then you can also choose spinach, tomato basil wrap. And I do have a couple of sweet potato wraps that are gluten free as well. If you want to deal with the gluten free, you can get the seaweed or sweet potato wrap. I don't have many in stock for sweet potato wrap, but just know that I do keep some in stock. You may want to call ahead just to make sure. But we always have the seaweed wraps, the spinach, and the tomato basil here for sure. So.
And what's your favorite?
My favorite is the seaweed.
Yes, mine too.
Seaweed is definitely offers that clean, fresh flavor. It's not too heavy, but it is filling though. Sometimes we think eating healthy is not filling, but you actually do feel a sense of satiation after you leave here. And it's something you can get used to. We don't want to have that heavy feel in our stomach every time we eat. I remember growing up, and we would go to Ryan's or Golden Corral, and you would just feel just like your stomach's just sticking out. It just felt terrible. But here you'll feel that clean eating experience, and that seaweed just enhances it to a whole different level. So that ocean flavor with the spices and everything, you'll definitely experience that holistic taste.
Right, and I always feel like the seaweed enhances the flavor, whereas the almost like a sandwich. If you have like a lettuce wrap or something like that, you can taste all of the flavors much better than the bread almost kind of like soaks it up per se. So I'm definitely a seaweed stan. If you haven't tried it on the seaweed, even if you don't like seaweed, anything that you don't like, if Dr. Tao makes it, try it, because it might change your mind. That's what happened with sweet potato, or excuse me, not sweet potato pie, with the banana pudding for me, for sure. So just give it a shot. Again, this is our Sunfired Wrap here. This one is on seaweed, has some spicy mayo, has some barbecue, and a little cayenne on top. If you don't know what to order, just say, I want what Akunna gets, and you will leave here very happy. Just get my order. I promise you. Just get mine. So, again, this is the Sunfired Wrap. Thank you so much for joining us for Fresh Friday. Any closing words?
Just do your best you can every day. We're out here to make the journey a little easier for you. So some days you get tired of trying to search for good food that's healthy. Some days you get tired of making food in the kitchen. So when that happens, just swing by here and we'll take care of your taste buds for you.
Exactly. And nourish your body, your mind, your spirit, your whole being with a delicious and nutritious meal. We are open till 3 p.m. today, so stop by and you know what to order. Akunna's order. Have a good one.